Welcome to our journey through the Bible. Today we're looking at one of the shortest but most powerful books in the New Testament, the Book of Philemon. Have you ever wondered how faith in Jesus changes the way we treat other people? Or how forgiveness and reconciliation can transform even the most broken relationships? Stay with me until the end, and you'll see how this tiny letter carries a life-changing message for us today. The Book of Philemon is one of the most personal letters in the Bible. It was written by the Apostle Paul while he was in prison, probably in Rome, around AD 60 to 62. This makes it one of his prison letters, alongside Ephesians, Philippians, and Colossians. Philemon is unique because it is not addressed to an entire church but to one man, Philemon, who lived in the city of Colossae. Philemon was a Christian, a wealthy man, and a leader in the church that met in his home. The story centers around another man named Onesimus, who had been a slave in Philemon's household. Onesimus ran away, possibly after stealing something, and later crossed paths with Paul. During his time with Paul, Onesimus became a believer in Jesus Christ and started helping Paul during his imprisonment. Paul then wrote this letter to intercede for Onesimus. He sent him back to Philemon with this personal note, asking Philemon to forgive him, welcome him back, and treat him not as a slave, but as a brother in Christ. Though only 25 verses long, Philemon is a masterpiece of Christian love, forgiveness, and reconciliation. Verses 1 to 3. Greeting. Paul begins by addressing Philemon warmly as a dear friend and fellow worker. He also mentions Apphia, likely Philemon's wife, and Archippus, possibly his son or another church leader. Paul gives his usual blessing of grace and peace. Christian relationships are built on love, encouragement, and peace. Paul models how we should begin every interaction with kindness. Verses 4 to 7, thanksgiving and praise. Paul thanks God for Philemon's love and faith, which refresh the hearts of other believers. Paul builds up Philemon's character before making his request. Paul shows how encouragement opens hearts. When we want to ask something difficult, it helps to first affirm others in their faith and good works. Verses 8 to 11, Paul's appeal for Onesimus. Here, Paul gets to the heart of the letter. He says he could command Philemon to do what is right, but instead, he appeals to him on the basis of love. He introduces Onesimus, saying that once he was useless, but now he has become useful both to Paul and to Philemon. Paul's approach shows humility and love in leadership. He doesn't demand, he appeals. And Onesimus's transformation reminds us that no one is too far gone for God to change. Verses 12 to 16. Receive him as a brother. Paul says he is sending Onesimus back to Philemon, but not just as a slave. He is now more than that. He is a beloved brother in Christ. Paul reminds Philemon that this change comes from God's plan, and what once was broken can now be restored. In Christ, relationships change. Social, economic, and cultural barriers fall away because we are one family in the Lord. Verses 17 to 21. Paul's personal plea. Paul tells Philemon, "If you consider me your partner, welcome Onesimus as you would welcome me." He even offers to pay any debt Onesimus might owe. Paul appeals from his heart, trusting that Philemon will do even more than he asks. This is a powerful picture of the gospel. Paul intercedes for Onesimus, offering to cover his debt, just as Jesus intercedes for us and pays the debt of our sin. Verses 22 to 25, closing and blessing. Paul closes the letter by asking Philemon to prepare a guest room for him, showing his hope of being released from prison. He sends greetings from his co-workers and ends with a blessing of grace. Christian fellowship is full of hope, prayer, and encouragement. Even in prison, Paul's heart overflows with hope for reunion and community. The Book of Philemon teaches us timeless lessons that can apply to our life today. We must forgive others, just as God forgave us. Broken relationships can be healed through Christ. No one is beyond God's transforming power. True Christian leadership works through love, not force. In Christ, we are all equal, brothers and sisters in God's family. So, what have we learned from the book of Philemon? In just 25 verses, Paul shows us the heart of the gospel: forgiveness, reconciliation, and love that breaks down barriers. Onesimus' story reminds us that no one is beyond God's reach, and Philemon's challenge reminds us to see others not through the world's eyes, but through the eyes of Christ. Now I want to hear from you. What stood out to you the most from the book of Philemon? How can you apply its message of forgiveness and reconciliation in your own life today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've found something meaningful in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next Bible study together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.